Peace to the gods. Welcome back to another chance and another opportunity, where you get another chance, another opportunity to do better, okay? That's what you're here to do. You're here to recognize what's wrong and not just talk about it, but be a part of the change. I'm Master True, Master Disciple of the Most High Chief Baba G, and today we're gonna be talking about taking your life seriously. I want you to understand that you are a product of your mother and your father. And your job is to not do the same thing that they did. Your job is to push your generation forward. And how do you do that? Well, you gotta get better information first, because all is mental. And once you have better information, better knowledge, it doesn't stop there. You have to take that information, take that knowledge, and apply it to your life. Because it's one thing to know, yet it is a whole nother thing to actually do. This is me. 23 chromosomes. This is my chance, and this is my opportunity right here. A lot of people think that buying their children or their future selves better materials, better toys, better cars, a college fund, a business, a credit score is actually going to do something to improve their life. It doesn't. If you want to give your children the best of all things, you need to give them an environment that allows this to be a possibility. We have to look at what human beings need and stop being so trapped in money. Money is not the answer. Contrary to popular belief and contrary to what your environment tells you on a regular basis. What do we need? We need sunlight. Without the sun, we'll die. Where's the greatest amount of sunlight? Where's the highest concentration of sunlight? Between the tropical Cancer and the tropical Capricorn. Anything outside of these boundaries, you're not giving yourself or your children the best. When you examine what happens to a human being outside of the tropical Cancer and the tropical Capricorn, we see seasonal depression during the wintertime. We see vitamin D deficiency, which is connected to mental health issues and a degrading immune system. So number one, if you want to give your children the very best, you have to give them the very best sunlight. What else do we have? Water. Every human being needs water. Every living creature needs water. Are you giving your children the best water? Or are they taking chemical baths in the shower, which is full of chlorine, fluoride, pharmaceuticals, and other chemicals? They're drinking bottled water that you don't even know the source of. The highest water would be directly from a river, a well, a stream, whatever source you can find. But settling for water that is imported to you by a corporation is not the highest frequency. And if you're not giving yourself the highest frequency of everything, you're not loving yourself and you're not advancing yourself. What else do we got? We got oxygen. Are you giving yourself the best oxygen? Probably not, especially if you live in a city. High pollution, fumes from cars, factories, cigarette smoke. Where's the highest concentration of oxygen? Where does all of our oxygen come from on the planet? The ocean. So if you're not close to the ocean, you're literally suffocating yourself. Human beings need to be close by the ocean. It's also found that human beings who live closer to the ocean are actually more fulfilled, more calm, more peaceful, more harmonious, because their brain is receiving the proper amount of oxygen necessary to function at its greatest capacity. What else do we have? Food. Are you giving your children the best food? Or are you giving them what caters to your taste buds? Or what's quick and easy to make? What's cheap? That's not saying you love yourself. Even if you're eating vegan, even if you're eating fruits and vegetables, you have to understand that the origins of the food that you're eating is not in your neighborhood. It's not in your supermarket. If you look at the tag, a lot of your food comes from the tropics, the place I was telling you about in the beginning. When your food is taken from Mexico, Honduras, Costa Rica, and brought into New York, Washington, Missouri, the genetic information in that food is altered, it's modified. And when you consume genetically modified information, you become a genetically modified organism. You don't need to rely on import-export. You need to go back to where your fruit is growing, just like any other animal would. No animal lives outside of the environment where all of its resources are. You'll never see a polar bear in the desert. You'll never see a fish on land. You'll never see creatures trying to set up an unnatural environment to sustain themselves. They always return home. Are you cutting your children's hair, not realizing that that's their antenna, and you're cutting it so that they can be more acceptable in a society that is toxic, a society that is evil? Are you handing your kids over to the system, the public education curriculum, so that they can be future batteries for the same environment you've identified to be toxic? It doesn't make any sense. If you want to give yourself and your children the best of all things, you need to reevaluate what's the best and what really matters and what's really important. I hope you understand that Christmas gifts ain't gonna solve your problems. I hope you understand that a bank account isn't gonna solve your problems, or a degree. What's gonna solve your problems is addressing the root. And the root of all of your problems in Babylon is the environment that you live in. If you want to give your kids better, if you want to give yourself better, you need to give yourself a better environment. It starts with you. Stop trying to supplement a natural habitat with material items. Stop trying to make yourself appear as if you're making progress through what you can buy rather than what you know and what you can prove objectively through science. Give yourself the best of all things. Stop settling. Stop making excuses. Stop complaining. And just do it. One of the last things that African Americans refuse to look at and refuse to do is leave their environment. The same environment that's making them sick. Peace to the gods. I love myself.